Friends of knowledge, observers of the unobservable, prepare yourselves. What you are about to experience is not a simple journey through time. It is a cosmic explosion in your very perception of reality itself. From the moment we are born, the unbreakable arrow of time drags us second by second from the past into the future. A flow we believe to be absolute, immutable, the very essence of what is real. But what if that perception were only a veil? A construct of our mind, a masterful trick of consciousness. Modern science, from the depths of quantum physics to the vast scales of the cosmos, whispers a disturbing truth. Time is an illusion. This is not a conventional documentary. It is an immersion into the most fundamental mysteries of existence, a journey across the borders of what we believed possible. If you are ready for your vision of time to fracture and be rebuilt, if you are willing to challenge every certainty, then join us on this expedition. And if, at the end of this astonishing voyage, you feel your soul resonate with truth, I invite you to join the community of the Quantum Observer. Your subscription is not just a click. It is a passport to continue exploring the deepest secrets of the cosmos with us. Prepare yourselves, because from this moment on, time will never be the same again. At this precise instant, you are experiencing time. You feel its inexorable advance, that constant ticking that measures the seconds slipping away, the minutes turning into hours, the hours dissolving into days. This truth is so deeply rooted in our consciousness that we consider it as real and absolute as the ground beneath our feet. But what if I told you that this perception, this sensation of an unalterable and universal flow, is the first and most fundamental cosmic deception your mind has orchestrated? Prepare yourselves, because the truth about time begins not among the stars, but in the secret laboratory of your own psyche. Think about your own life. You have surely lived moments when time seemed to stretch almost to infinity. An instant during an accident, when everything slows down and each fragment of a second expands, revealing details that would normally go unnoticed. Or the agonizing wait in a hospital room where every minute feels like an hour, every hour like an eternity. It is as if the universal clock had frozen, or perhaps as if your consciousness had activated a slow motion mode, allowing you to perceive a density of information and duration that defies the logic of the stopwatch. On the other hand, how many times have you experienced the opposite sensation? Wonderful vacations that pass in the blink of an eye, total immersion in a fascinating conversation where hours dissolve into minutes, the uninterrupted flow of a passionate activity where the day vanishes without notice. It is as if time had accelerated, or rather, as if your mind had compressed vast periods of existence into mere breaths. Is it not unsettling that the same duration measured by a mechanical clock can feel so radically different to each of you, or even to yourself at different moments in your life? This duality, this elasticity of our temporal experience, is the first and most tangible evidence that time is not what it seems. There is clock time, that universal, objective metronome measured by atomic clocks with astonishing precision. And then there is psychological time, your subjective experience shaped by countless internal and external factors. Neuroscience, psychology, and philosophy have explored this gap with growing fascination. What drives this personal dance with time? Emotion plays a colossal role. Fear and stress flood the brain with adrenaline and other neurochemicals, amplifying activity in regions such as the amygdala. This appears to lead to denser recording of sensory information per unit of time. More information per second gives the impression that time slows down. By contrast, joy and immersion in pleasurable activities activate reward circuits and dopamine release, causing the mind to focus less on the passage of time and more on the task at hand, making hours evaporate. Attention is another crucial factor. When your attention is fixed on time itself, waiting, bored, Each second stretches painfully. When you are fully immersed in a state of flow like an artist or an athlete, your awareness of time disappears entirely. The mind stops monitoring the clock and sinks into experience, and time blurs. Age also influences our perception of time. For a child, summers feel endless and years crawl by. For an adult, time seems to accelerate with every passing decade. One theory suggests that as we age, the number of first-time experiences decreases and life becomes more routine. Fewer novel events to encode result in a more compact memory of longer periods, giving the impression that time speeds up. Another hypothesis suggests that the brain's internal neural pacemaker itself slows with age. This gap between objective time and perceived time is not merely a quirk of the brain. It is a window into a deeper truth. Our experience of temporality is not a passive reflection of a universal flow, but an active construction of consciousness itself. The brain has no single master clock. Instead, the perception of time emerges from the complex orchestration of multiple brain regions integrating sensory information, memory, emotion, and attention. Every thought, every emotion, every memory is part of this intricate symphony that creates the illusion of flowing hours. So what does this great deception of every second imply for the idea that time is an illusion? It means the first layer of the veil already resides within your own mind. Before we even touch the depths of quantum physics or relativity, your daily experience screams that time is malleable, subjective, something that bends and stretches with your state of being. This leads us to a profound reflection. If our minds can shape our experience of time so dramatically, what does that say about the true nature of time itself? And what if what we call past and future are not separate destinations, but parts of a whole, an already painted canvas that consciousness simply traverses frame by frame? The illusion is not that time does not exist, but that it is a fixed external entity dragging us along. The illusion is that we are not active participants in its perceptual creation. By understanding that time is largely an internal construction, we open the door to transcending its self-imposed limits. This is the first step toward breaking free from the chains of linear perception and a prelude to the astonishing truths science has revealed about the fundamental elasticity of time in the cosmos. Prepare yourselves, because now we rise from the human mind to the stars, where the genius of Einstein will show us how the universe itself, through its dance of speed and gravity, bends time in ways that defy all intuition. Chapter 2. Einstein reveals the trap. Time, relative to motion and gravity. You were raised in a Newtonian universe, a reality where time was a universal and immutable river, flowing equally for everyone, everywhere, a fixed backdrop for the drama of existence. It was comforting and predictable. But in the early 20th century, a young and daring physicist shattered that conception through sheer intellectual force, revealing that time is far more than a simple clock keeper. It is an elastic, malleable dimension, and its flow is as relative as your point of view. Welcome to the universe of Albert Einstein, where time becomes a personal dance with the cosmos. The first great revelation came in 1905 with the theory of special relativity. Einstein began with two seemingly simple postulates that carried revolutionary consequences. First, the laws of physics are the same for all observers, moving at constant velocity. Imagine being inside a perfectly smooth train with no windows, moving without jolts. No experiment performed inside could tell you whether you are moving or at rest. This seems intuitive. The second postulate was the spark of the revolution. The speed of light in a vacuum is the same for all observers, regardless of how fast they or the light source are moving. This breaks our intuition entirely. If a car throws a ball forward and accelerates, the ball's speed relative to the ground increases. But light does not behave this way. If a spaceship travels at half the speed of light and fires a beam of light, that beam still travels at the speed of light for both the ship and a stationary observer. Light always moves at the same immutable speed. The consequences are staggering. If the speed of light is constant, then time and space must be variable. If you travel near the speed of light, time slows down for you relative to a stationary observer. This is known as time dilation. Your clocks, your aging, every biological process slows. You are effectively traveling into the future of the slower observer. This is not a perceptual trick. It is a repeatedly verified physical reality. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station experience slight time dilation due to their orbital speed. After a year, they have aged fractions of a second less than people on Earth. Subatomic particles called muons, which have extremely short lifespans, reach Earth's surface only because time slows for them as they travel near light speed. Even the GPS in your pocket depends on relativity. Without correcting for time dilation caused by speed and gravity, positioning errors would accumulate by kilometers per day. But Einstein went further. In 1915, he published his masterpiece, General Relativity. Space, time, and gravity became a single structure. Space-time. Gravity is not a force-pulling object, but the curvature of space-time caused by mass and energy. If space curves, time must curve as well. The stronger the gravitational field, the slower time passes. Near black holes, time appears to freeze entirely. Einstein revealed the trap. Time is not a universal river, but an elastic dimension of a four-dimensional cosmic fabric. There is no universal now. Your present differs from mine depending on gravity and motion. Time is an illusion, not that it does not exist, but that it is fixed, absolute, and uniform. And this realization leads us to one of the most radical visions of all, a universe where past, present, and future coexist eternally. Chapter 3. The Block Universe, where past, present, and future coexist. In your deepest experience, you live in the now, a fleeting present chasing the future and leaving the past behind. But what if this sensation is the ultimate illusion? What if all moments already exist within a single, complete structure? Welcome to the Block Universe. In this view, the universe is not a film being made, but a completed reel. Every frame already exists. Consciousness moves through these frames, illuminating one moment at a time. Birth, death, the end of stars, the fate of the cosmos, all exist as fixed points in four-dimensional space-time. Nothing comes into being. Everything simply is. This vision carries profound implications. Destiny and free will, the permanence of every moment, the true nature of causality, and the dissolution of time travel paradoxes. In the block universe, even paradoxes dissolve, because all events are already part of the structure. And with this, the illusion of time reaches its deepest and most unsettling form. You kill your grandfather in the past, and the result is that you are never born. The paradox does not occur because that event is already recorded in the block, and your existence in the future from which you traveled is a different space-time coordinate than your non-birth in the past. You cannot change what already is. This conception of the block universe, although counterintuitive and deeply challenging to our everyday intuition, is the dominant view among many theoretical physicists because it is the most consistent with the implications of relativity. It is Einstein's universe in its purest and most radical form. It forces us to transcend our linear understanding of time and to contemplate a reality far more vast, mysterious, and interconnected than our ordinary minds can conceive. The illusion is not that time does not exist, but that it is a flow, a current that drags us along. The truth is that we are navigators in an eternal ocean where every moment, every choice, every life is already engraved in the eternity of space-time. The next time you feel the passage of time, remember that this sensation may be the great deception that allows you to experience a universe that is already complete. And in that understanding, in that awareness that all moments exist, resides a profound peace and an invitation to look beyond the illusion toward the true nature of a universe that hides its secrets within the most fundamental laws of thermodynamics. Chapter 4. The Arrow of Entropy. The only real trace of time. You live in a world where change has a clear direction. A hot cup of coffee cools down, but never heats up spontaneously. A sand castle collapses with the tide, but never builds itself. Natural processes seem to have an innate tendency toward disorder, toward dissolution. This everyday observation is the most tangible manifestation of a cosmic law that does not yield to Einstein's relativity, nor to quantum complexity. We are speaking of the second law of thermodynamics, the principle that more than anything else seems to grant time its unbreakable arrow, its one-way direction. The second law is expressed through the concept of entropy. Entropy is, in essence, a measure of disorder, randomness, and dispersed information within a system. The law states that the entropy of a closed system, one that exchanges neither matter nor energy with its surroundings, tends to increase over time. The universe as a whole can be considered a closed system. Therefore, the universe is inexorably moving toward a state of greater disorder. Imagine your room perfectly tidy, books on shelves, clothes neatly folded. If left alone with no external intervention, it will never become more organized on its own. Instead, disorder creeps in. Papers pile up, clothes scatter, dust accumulates. Entropy increases. It requires energy and work to reverse this process, to impose order. This universal tendency toward disorder is the thermodynamic arrow of time. It is the reason we see processes unfold in one direction and not the reverse. An egg breaks and spreads. Entropy increases, but it never reassembles itself. A star consumes its nuclear fuel and cools. Entropy increases, but it never spontaneously reignites. Every event in the universe, from the most insignificant to the most grand, is a step toward greater entropy. But why did the universe begin in a state of such extraordinarily low entropy? This remains one of the deepest unanswered questions in modern cosmology. If the universe always tends toward disorder, how was it born in such an incredibly ordered and concentrated state as the Big Bang? Some theorists suggest that our universe is merely a low entropy region within a much larger and more chaotic multiverse. Others speculate about cosmic cycles in which the universe expands and contracts, resetting the entropic arrow. Regardless, from our perspective within this universe, the direction is clear: forward toward increasing disorder. Other arrows of time align with entropy. The cosmological arrow, the expansion of the universe, as matter and energy spread out. The psychological arrow, our subjective experience that time moves forward, that we remember the past but not the future. This arrow is deeply linked to thermodynamics. Our minds, like the universe itself, register and process change in the direction of increasing entropy. We cannot remember the future because it has not yet disordered the universe in the way the past has. There is also the radiation arrow. Electromagnetic waves spread outward, not inward. Light from a bulb expands into space. It does not spontaneously reconverge into the filament. The irreversibility of entropy is what gives time its unbreakable direction in our macroscopic experience. If time is an illusion in the sense that all moments already exist within a block universe, then the arrow of entropy is the mechanism that defines which of those moments we experience as past and future. It prevents us from moving backward through the temporal block, because doing so would require reversing disorder, a process that is statistically impossible on large scales. Consider the ultimate fate of the universe: heat death. If cosmic expansion continues accelerating indefinitely, galaxies will drift beyond visibility. Stars will burn out. Black holes will evaporate through Hawking radiation. Eventually, all that remains will be a thin sea of fundamental particles, low-energy photons, and dark energy, near absolute zero, maximum entropy. At that point, no significant change will occur. No energy gradients will remain. If time is change, then the arrow of time will have effectively stopped. This law of entropy is the anchor of our reality. It gives meaning to causality, ensures that causes precede effects, and prevents us from undoing the past. To reverse time would be to reverse entropy, to create order spontaneously from disorder, which would violate one of the most robust laws of the universe. So is the arrow of entropy the only real trace of time if time itself is an illusion? For our macroscopic experience, the answer may be yes. It is the marker of change, the conductor of the cosmic symphony that, though already written in the block universe, plays in an unbreakable direction. Time may be an illusion in its absolute linearity, but entropy is the manifestation of its direction. Chapter 5. The Quantum Vacuum and the Clockless Dance. Time in the Micro-World. You live in a world of precise clocks, immutable calendars, and events that follow one another with relentless logic. Now forget all of that. Imagine a universe where particles can exist in multiple places at once, where cause and effect intertwine in inexplicable ways, and where the very notion of a moment becomes blurred, almost meaningless. Welcome to the realm of quantum mechanics, the foundation of reality and the place where time, as we know it, dissolves into an ethereal, clockless dance. In the everyday world, objects have definite positions and momentum at any given instant. In the quantum realm, this certainty collapses. An electron is not a tiny ball orbiting a nucleus. It is a probability wave, a cloud of possibilities spread across space. Only when an observer measures its position does the wave collapse and the electron appears in a specific location. This is the reality of superposition. What does this have to do with time? Enter the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Certain pairs of properties, such as energy and duration, cannot be known with perfect precision at the same time. The more precisely time is measured, the less precisely energy can be known, and vice versa. This inherent uncertainty blurs the sharpness of moments in the quantum world. Time at this scale is not a continuous, well-defined flow. In the quantum vacuum, far from being nothingness, particles can briefly borrow energy from emptiness, appear, and then annihilate themselves. These virtual particles have no clear before or after. Their existence defies classical time intuition. Reality becomes a constant fluctuation of probabilities, a realm where time seems directionless. Quantum entanglement deepens the mystery. Two particles can become linked such that measuring one instantly determines the state of the other, regardless of distance. This spooky action at a distance, as Einstein called it, challenges linear causality. Though entanglement cannot transmit usable information faster than light, its non-local nature undermines the idea of rigid, sequential time. Some interpretations even suggest retrocausality, that present measurements may influence past states. Experiments like the delayed choice quantum eraser hint at a reality more temporally interconnected than we assume. This does not allow messages to be sent to the past, but it does blur the classical arrow of causality. Quantum mechanics pushes us toward a radical conclusion. Time, as we experience it, may not exist at the most fundamental level. In many foundational equations, time does not appear as a clear variable. Like temperature emerging from molecular motion, time may be an emergent property arising from countless interactions. If time is not fundamental, then its flow is an illusion born from deeper processes operating without an intrinsic clock. The quantum universe reveals reality as a vast ocean of branching possibilities. A dance without rhythm, where consciousness itself may play a role in shaping the illusion of now. Chapter 6. The Mystery of Consciousness. The observer who creates the now. You are here, experiencing a unique present. You remember the past and anticipate the future. But what if reality is not an objective structure waiting to be discovered, but a melody orchestrated by your own consciousness? A selection from an infinite chorus of possibilities? In the quantum world, particles exist in superpositions until observed. The double-slit experiment shows this vividly. Wave-like behavior collapses into a particle upon observation. What causes this collapse? Some pioneers, like Eugene Wigner, suggested that consciousness itself plays a role. Without observation, the universe might remain a blur of probabilities. While this idea remains controversial, its implications are profound. If consciousness participates in defining reality, then time itself, your experience of a moving present, may not be intrinsic to the universe, but a construction emerging from awareness. If the universe is a block where all moments exist, consciousness may be the spotlight moving through it, illuminating one frame at a time. You are the projector that animates the already filmed cosmic movie. Memory reconstructs the past, reshaping it through emotion and perspective. Anticipation projects futures shaped by desire and experience. The mind is a machine for building temporal narratives. In altered states, dreams, deep meditation, near-death experiences, people often report timelessness, a dissolution of past and future. These experiences echo ancient philosophies that describe time as an illusion and reality as an eternal now. Perhaps consciousness itself selects one of countless potential realities pulsing within the quantum universe. This idea, sometimes called the participatory anthropic principle, suggests that the universe requires consciousness to exist as we know it. And if that is true, then the greatest mystery of time is not found in clocks or equations, but within the observer itself. The truth is that the relationship between consciousness and time is one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in science. We do not know how the electrochemical activity of the brain gives rise to the subjective experience of the self and of the present moment. But by confronting the idea that consciousness might not be merely a passive product of the universe, but rather an active participant in its manifestation, we open the door to a radically different understanding of the temporal illusion. It means that you are not just passengers drifting along the river of time. You are, in a certain sense, those who perceive it, those who construct it, those who experience it in a unique way. Your mind, with its capacity for attention, emotion, and memory, is the conductor of your own temporal symphony. And by understanding this profound mystery, by recognizing the power of your own consciousness, you come one step closer to awakening from the dream of time, to freeing yourself from the illusion, and to living in a present moment that is ultimately a creation of your own will. But if our consciousness shapes the now, how does this fit with the idea that there are infinite nows, infinitely many parallel realities, all coexisting simultaneously? Chapter 7. Parallel realities, infinite presents, and simultaneous futures. At this precise moment, you have just made a decision. Perhaps you hesitated between continuing to listen or pausing this video. For your consciousness, the choice is clear, and the path you did not take fades into the realm of unrealized possibilities. But what if I told you that in the incomprehensible vastness of the multiverse, each of those possibilities, every decision you could have made, every event that could have occurred, is in fact realized in its own reality, in its own parallel universe? This is the astonishing and unsettling premise of the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. An idea that dissolves linear time into an ocean of infinitely coexisting realities. Before observation, particles exist in a superposition of all possible states. A quantum coin is, in essence, both heads and tails at once. In the traditional interpretation, when we observe the coin, the wave function collapses into one outcome while the others vanish. But this solution is mathematically inelegant. In 1957, Hugh Everett proposed a radically simple alternative. The wave function never collapses. Instead, every time a quantum measurement or choice occurs, the universe does not choose a single outcome. Rather, it splits, branching into multiple parallel universes. When the coin lands, the universe does not decide on heads. Instead, reality bifurcates. In one branch, the coin lands heads. In another, completely separate and inaccessible branch, it lands tails, and you, the observer, are duplicated as well, experiencing both outcomes in different realities. This means that in the multiverse, every possible present and every possible future already exists. The now you experience is just one point on one branch of a vast cosmic tree that is constantly branching. Every decision you have ever made, every crossroads, every discarded possibility is realized somewhere in another universe. Regret a past decision. In some parallel reality, you chose differently and are living with the consequences. Wonder what would have happened if you had spoken different words or met another person. In another branch, that happened. Every blink of your eyes, every fleeting thought, every particle interaction in your brain may be a branching point that gives birth to new universes. One of the most astonishing implications of this view is its ability to resolve time travel paradoxes. If you traveled to the past and prevented your grandparents from meeting, you would not erase your own timeline. Instead, you would create a new branch of reality where you were never born, while your original timeline remains intact. A time traveler does not rewrite history, they create new histories. Although the many worlds interpretation is mathematically consistent, it is extraordinarily difficult to test. We have no known way to access or interact with these parallel universes. They remain ghostly, unobservable entities, yet their conceptual elegance keeps them alive as a compelling hypothesis. From this perspective, the illusion of time is the belief that there is only one flowing present moving toward a single future. The reality may be that infinite presents and futures coexist simultaneously, branching from every quantum event. Our consciousness somehow experiences only one of these branches as real. Life, then, is not a linear path, but a journey through a garden of branching paths. Every moment is a threshold where the universe expands, creating new realities with each blink of existence. Chapter 8. Destiny and Will. Are we slaves of the illusion or its architects? Right now, you feel the ability to choose, to continue listening, to stand up, to think. This sense of agency is so fundamental to your identity that without it, life would lose its meaning. But if time is an illusion, if the past, present, and future already exist in a block universe, or if every decision branches reality into infinite worlds, then the very notion of free will trembles on the cosmic edge. In the block universe, all events already exist. Your birth, your life, your decisions, and your death are fixed points in a four-dimensional space-time landscape. From this view, free will as we intuitively understand it may be an illusion. Your choices are already written into the fabric of space-time. You are not forced by an external power. Rather, your choosing is itself part of the fixed structure. In the many worlds interpretation, the paradox shifts. Every possible decision is realized. Every version of you exists, living out every alternative choice. Is that freedom, or merely the exhaustive realization of all possibilities? Perhaps free will is not fundamental but emergent, a property arising from the immense complexity of the human brain. Consciousness may be the navigator of reality, not its creator. We may not create the paths, but we experience one of them. Our freedom lies in attention, meaning, and awareness. The sensation of a flowing present may be the deepest act of will we possess. By attending, choosing, and being conscious, we illuminate a specific region of space-time, giving life to a moment that already exists eternally. This is not fatalism, it is responsibility. If every choice already exists or creates a new reality, then every action carries undeniable cosmic weight. Life is not a rehearsal, it is the performance itself, replayed eternally or across infinite variations. Chapter 9. Information and Time. The invisible links of existence. At this very moment, you are processing information. Your eyes capture light, your ears vibrations, and your brain converts them into data that constructs your reality. But what if information itself is fundamental, just as real as matter and energy? What if time is, at its deepest level, a measure of the creation, transformation, and degradation of information? Physicist John Wheeler famously summarized this idea as "it from bit," the notion that everything in the universe arises from binary information. When a system changes, what truly changes is the information it contains. The flow of time is the flow of information being processed, stored, transformed, and dispersed. Entropy, seen through the lens of information theory, measures uncertainty and disorder. The second law of thermodynamics becomes a law about the degradation of accessible information. The arrow of time is the direction in which information becomes more dispersed and harder to recover. This is why we remember the past, but not the future. The information has already been recorded. From this perspective, time is not a flowing substance, but an emergent property of informational change. Much like heat emerges from molecular motion. If there is no change in information, there's no time to perceive. Consciousness itself may be an extraordinarily sophisticated information processor. The illusion of time may be the user interface our minds construct from the cosmic data stream. In this sense, time is not something we move through, it is something we compute. And perhaps, at the deepest level of reality, existence itself is a timeless dance of information, endlessly transforming, eternally present. If this were true, the three-dimensional reality and the flow of time we experience would be projections of information encoded on a more fundamental surface. Time, then, would not be an illusion born from nothingness, but rather the illusion of an independent flow. In reality, it would be the manifestation of the eternal dance of information, the constant change that gives life to the cosmos. Every event you experience, every thought you have, every star that is born or dies, is a packet of information undergoing transformation. And it is this transformation that gives substance to your experience of time. Understanding time as information offers a new perspective on our own existence. We are not merely bodies moving through space and time. We are complex patterns of information, gathering, processing, and perhaps even creating new bits of reality with every moment. In this sense, time is not an external force dragging us forward, but the language in which the universe writes itself. A language that we, through consciousness, are learning to read and perhaps even to influence. This revelation about information leads us to the vast history of the universe itself, from its genesis to its possible end, and how that cosmic history is the great narrative of temporal information. Chapter 10. Cosmological Time. From the Big Bang to the heat, death of the universe. You exist in a universe with a history of approximately 14 billion years of evolution, of galaxies forming, stars being born and dying, and habitable planets emerging from cosmic dust. But what if that entire history already exists as a block of space-time? What if the illusion of flowing time is simply the way our consciousness experiences that immense cosmic narrative, from its mysterious beginning to its enigmatic end? Let us consider the Big Bang. that incomprehensible moment roughly 14 billion years ago that marks the birth of the universe as we know it. Science tells us it was a moment of infinite density and temperature, a singular point from which space, time, matter, and energy emerged. Before the Big Bang, according to most theories, there was nothing, not even time. The Big Bang did not occur in time, it was the birth of time itself. In that primordial instant, the arrow of entropy was set in motion, and with it, the illusion of time began to unfold. From that initial moment, the universe has been in constant expansion. Clusters of galaxies move away from one another, space itself stretches, and the universe becomes larger, colder, and more diluted. This cosmological expansion is one of the clearest arrows of time. As the universe expands, its entropy increases. Matter and energy disperse, raising the overall disorder of the system. In this sense, cosmic expansion is the grandest manifestation of informational flow, how the initial complexity of the Big Bang has unfolded into the vast, disordered immensity we observe today. But where does this expansion lead? What is the ultimate fate of the temporal illusion? Cosmology presents several possible scenarios for the end of the universe, each with profound implications for time. Heat death, the Big Freeze. This is the most likely fate according to current observations, driven by the enigmatic dark energy that accelerates cosmic expansion. In this scenario, expansion continues forever. Galaxies drift so far apart that the light from the most distant ones will never reach us. The universe becomes dark and lonely. Stars burn out, their final embers cooling. Black holes slowly evaporate through Hawking radiation, a process that takes unimaginable eons. Eventually, all that remains is a dilute sea of elementary particles and low-energy photons, evenly distributed at a temperature near absolute zero. In this state of maximum entropy, there are no energy gradients, no processes that increase disorder, no significant change on a cosmic scale. If time is change, then the arrow of time effectively stops. The universe, like a clock that has run out of energy, freezes into an inert eternity. The illusion of time dissolves into an unchanging present. The Big Crunch. Once a popular idea before the discovery of dark energy, this scenario predpoligate that if the density of matter and energy were high enough, gravity would eventually overcome expansion. The universe would stop expanding and begin to contract. Galaxies would rush back toward one another, becoming hotter and denser until collapsing into a singularity similar to the Big Bang, but in reverse. In this case, the arrow of entropy might theoretically reverse, or the universe might return to a state of low entropy. This raises fascinating questions about cyclic universes, in which time resets with each Big Crunch and subsequent Big Bang. The Big Rip. If dark energy were to grow stronger over time, expansion would become so violent that it would tear apart galaxies, then star systems, then planets, and finally even atoms and subatomic particles. In this apocalyptic scenario, the very structure of space-time would be ripped apart. The concept of time itself would dissolve as interactions become impossible. In each of these cosmic destinies, time, this illusion that organizes our reality, plays a central role. In heat death, time stagnates. In the Big Crunch, it may reverse. In the Big Rip, it disintegrates along with space-time itself. The existence of a beginning of time at the Big Bang and a possible end in these cosmic fates is powerful evidence that time is not an eternal, timeless entity, but an integral part of the universe's evolution. The illusion of time, then, is a story with a beginning and a possible end. A cosmic narrative we experience as a flow. We cannot remember the future because the arrow of entropy has not yet written that part of the story, and we cannot change the past because it is already recorded in the block universe, a testament to events that have already occurred in this grand cosmic narrative. to contemplate cosmological time is both humbling and awe-inspiring. It reminds us of our insignificance on the scale of eons, yet also of our intimate connection to the universe's history. We are part of this illusion, observers on a journey from a primordial point toward an uncertain destiny. And by understanding time as a fundamental part of this vast narrative, we come one step closer to awakening from the illusion of its immutable flow and appreciating the beauty of each moment in this fleeting cosmic drama. But if time is such a powerful illusion, why do scientists persist in searching for time machines if there is no real flow to manipulate? Chapter 11. Time Machines. Fantasy, or the search for fixed points in the illusion. Like most humans, you have been captivated by the idea of a time machine. The iconic DeLorean, the blue police box, the contraption of gears and levers imagined by H.G. Wells. In our imagination, these machines are vehicles that carry us through a malleable time, allowing us to alter the past or glimpse the future. But if, as science suggests, time is an illusion, a block universe where all moments already exist, what meaning do these mythical machines have? Are they unreachable fantasies or expressions of our deep human need to transcend the limits of temporal perception? Modern science has not built a science fiction-style time machine, but it has identified theoretical pathways that could, in principle, allow navigation through space-time. In this context, their function would not be to change a flowing reality, but to access different points in a reality that is already fixed. Time dilation. Traveling to the future. This is the most real form of time travel we know and requires no complex machine. If you traveled near the speed of light or remained close to an object with immense gravity, such as a black hole, time would pass more slowly for you than for others. Upon returning, you would have traveled into their future. You simply move through the space-time block at a different rate. Wormholes. Space-time bridges. These are mathematical solutions to Einstein's equations describing tunnels that connect distant points in space-time. If traversable, a wormhole could allow not only spatial, but temporal shortcuts. By accelerating one mouth of the wormhole and bringing it back, the two ends would become desynchronized in time, creating a closed, time-like curve. Traveling through it could place you in the past, not changing it, but accessing a point that already exists in the block universe. Tipler cylinders and exotic designs. Other theoretical configurations involve extreme space-time twisting that creates time loops. Again, these do not create or destroy time. They manipulate space-time geometry to allow access to earlier coordinates. The search for time machines is not about controlling a non-existent temporal flow, but about understanding the structure of space-time deeply enough to navigate it. The dream is not to rewrite history, but to map reality so completely that alternative paths become accessible. The obstacles are immense. Unimaginable energy requirements, the need for exotic matter with negative energy, and profound issues of causality. Hawking's chronology protection conjecture suggests that fundamental laws may always prevent paradox-generating time loops. Ultimately, the true importance of time machines lies in what they force us to confront. They push the limits of physics, driving us toward quantum gravity, information theory, and the deepest nature of reality itself. The time machine becomes a metaphor for human curiosity, for our desire to transcend perception and uncover the truth about time. If time machines ever exist, they will not take us to a past that changes, but to a past that is. And in doing so, they will reveal not only the laws of the universe, but the profound depth of the temporal illusion that surrounds us. And it is precisely in that micro-universe, where particles dance without a clock and causality itself begins to blur, that we are led to a final, unsettling question. Could the future somehow influence the past? Chapter 12. The Illusion of Causality. Does the future influence the quantum past? You live in a universe where causes precede effects. A stone strikes glass before it shatters. The sun rises before the day begins. This linear causality is the foundation of logic and of reality as we experience it. But what if this unbreakable arrow of cause and effect were just another layer of the great temporal illusion? What if, in the deepest level of reality, the future could, in subtle and enigmatic ways, influence the past? Welcome to the dizzying concept of retrocausality. Retrocausality is an idea that radically challenges our intuition. It suggests that future events may exert an influence on past events. This does not mean that you can send a text message to your past self or change yesterday's decisions. Grandfather paradoxes remain an insurmountable barrier to macroscopic travel into the past. However, in the realm of quantum mechanics, where reality is fluid and probabilistic, the concept of causality becomes far more nebulous. Let us once again consider the double-slit experiment, the paradigm of quantum strangeness. When electrons or photons are fired one by one through two slits and are not observed, they behave like waves, creating an interference pattern on a screen behind the slits, as if each particle passed through both slits simultaneously. But if we place a detector at one of the slits to determine which path the particle takes, the interference pattern disappears and the particles behave as if they pass through only one slit. Observation alters reality. Things become even stranger with advanced versions of this experiment, such as the famous delayed choice quantum eraser. Imagine an experiment in which a photon passes through a double slit, and only afterward, after it has already gone through the slits, a decision is made about whether or not to measure its path information. Astonishingly, the choice made in the future appears to influence the photon's behavior in the past, when it passed through the slits. If it is decided that the path information can be known, the interference pattern disappears. If it is decided that the information cannot be known, the interference pattern reappears. It is as if the photon's future destiny influences its past behavior. This does not mean that information travels backward in time in a way that violates macroscopic causality. What it suggests is that, at the quantum level, the present is not as rigid a boundary as we believe. The reality of a quantum particle appears to be connected in a deeper way, where events can be correlated in manners that do not strictly respect the linear timeline of cause and effect. The possibilities of the wave function are not fixed at a single point in time. Rather, the final measurement choice can influence the particle's prior history. Some physicists interpret this as evidence that causality is time-symmetric at a fundamental level, or that the distinction between cause and effect becomes blurred in the quantum realm. Others propose that what we are witnessing is not influence from the future to the past, but a global correlation that exists within the block universe. In this view, events are connected across space-time in a way that appears retroactive to our linear minds, but in reality, all relationships already exist within the eternal block. The delayed choice merely reveals a connection that was always present in the global structure of space-time. Retrocausality, although incredibly subtle and confined to the quantum domain, challenges our most basic understanding of time. If time itself is an illusion, then the linear causality we experience may also be a macroscopic construct. The quantum universe whispers to us that, at its deepest level, reality is far more malleable and the connections between events far more fluid than our intuition allows us to perceive. The illusion of causality, then, is not that cause and effect do not exist, but that they form an unbreakable, one-way arrow. This idea carries profound philosophical implications. Free will redefined. If the future can influence the past, where does free will reside? Are our future decisions already predetermined? Or are our past choices already influenced by what we will do? This leads us into a complex causal loop, where will and destiny intertwine in ways that defy linear understanding. The nature of quantum information. If information is the substance of time, can information flow backward in time at the quantum level? If so, this could open entirely new avenues for understanding how the universe processes and organizes data at its most fundamental level, a non-local universe. Retrocausality, together with entanglement, suggests a fundamentally non-local universe, where connections exist across space and time in ways that surpass our comprehension. There is no here and now, as isolated as we believe. Everything is interconnected in a way that challenges our perception of reality. At the heart of total darkness, where macroscopic time slows to a crawl, the quantum universe continues its relentless dance. A ballet in which causality becomes diffuse and the future seems to whisper to the past. This is the deepest truth of the temporal illusion. Time is not merely the backdrop of our existence, but an emergent manifestation of a deeper realm where the rules are far stranger, the connections more profound, and the illusion of linear causality allows us to make sense of a reality that is, at its core, a fabric of intertwined interactions across all dimensions. Understanding the illusion of causality is a vital step toward awakening from the temporal dream. It forces us to question our most deeply held assumptions and to contemplate a universe far more fluid, interconnected, and astonishing than we ever imagined. And it is by living with these profound implications that the illusion becomes a tool for higher consciousness. If you're enjoying this journey, consider subscribing. Chapter 13. Living within the illusion, psychological and spiritual implications. You have traveled through time with us. You have seen its veils fall one by one. You have understood that its flow is relative, that a block universe exists where everything simply is, that entropy gives time its direction, that in the quantum realm time dissolves into probabilities, and that causality itself may be far more fluid than you once believed. But what happens when this understanding transcends the intellectual and begins to resonate in the deepest layers of your being? How does your life change when you accept that time, this seemingly unbreakable force that defines everything, is, at its core, an illusion? The first and most powerful implication is the release from anxiety about the future and regret about the past. If the universe is an eternal block where all moments already exist, then the future is not an uncertain blank canvas to fear, nor is the past a collection of immutable mistakes to mourn. Both simply are. This is not an invitation to passivity, but to profound acceptance. It allows you to focus your energy and awareness on the only moment your perception can experience, the present. Each now becomes an anchor point, an eternal coordinate in the vast cosmic tapestry, worthy of being fully lived. Anxiety about what might have been or what may come dissolves, making space for deep inner peace. Psychologically, accepting that time is an illusion can lead to mindfulness and presence. If past and future are mental constructs generated by consciousness to make sense of events, then freeing yourself from their tyranny allows full immersion in the present moment. Every taste, every sound, every sensation becomes amplified. Life ceases to be a frantic race toward a future goal or an escape from the past, and becomes a sequence of eternal nows experienced with renewed intensity. It is an invitation to meditation, to the active contemplation of the miracle of each instant. Spiritually, this understanding resonates with ancient mystical traditions and Eastern philosophies that have long proclaimed linear time to be an illusion. The idea of a great now, of eternity as the true nature of reality, finds a striking echo in modern physics. If time is an illusion, then death, as we conceive it, may be a transition rather than an absolute end. If all moments already exist in the block universe, then your existence, your life, is eternally inscribed in the cosmos. It does not vanish, it simply becomes another coordinate in the vast immensity. This realization can lead to a profound sense of interconnection. If every event fundamentally exists within the block, then the separation between before and after, here and there, becomes less absolute. The threads of causality, even if illusory, are woven into a cosmic dance. The distinction between observer and observed begins to blur, as if consciousness and the universe were two aspects of the same fabric. This opens the door to deep empathy and to the understanding that all beings, across all times, are part of the same eternal reality. Yet living within the illusion also presents challenges. Disorientation and loss of grounding. For minds accustomed to linearity, accepting the illusion may initially generate disorientation. If time does not flow, what is the purpose? An identity built on a linear life narrative may feel destabilized. Transformed responsibility. If the future is not created from nothing and the past cannot be changed, where does responsibility lie? The answer is not passivity, but an even greater responsibility. Every choice you make is not merely fleeting. It is an event eternally inscribed in the fabric of the universe. Your actions resonate forever within the block. Each decision becomes an act of co-creation, shaping the reality manifested in that moment. Emotional regulation. If time accelerates or slows with emotion, understanding this does not eliminate emotion, but it gives you a new way to observe it. When anxiety speeds up your inner clock, you can remember that it is the mind orchestrating that sensation and anchor yourself in the present to restore balance. The illusion of time, then, is not a burden, but an invitation to the expansion of consciousness. It is a call to transcend the self-imposed limits of perception and to experience life with newfound depth and freedom. It is the understanding that every instant is an eternal gift, and that your existence is a jewel set into the vast, timeless crown of the cosmos. Awakening from the temporal dream does not mean ceasing to live in time. It means living within it with deeper understanding and fuller awareness of its true nature. It means recognizing that we are not victims of an unbreakable flow, but active participants in the manifestation of a reality where each now is a miracle, a fixed point of infinite possibility. And in that understanding lies true freedom, a freedom that allows you to live not only in time, but also in eternity. Chapter 15. Awakening from the temporal dream, eternal consciousness, and the great now. You have walked with us along the paths of relativity. You have gazed into the dizzying quantum ballet. You have felt the cold breath of entropy and confronted the paradox of causality. You have understood that time, far from being an inflexible tyrant, is one of the most fascinating and profound illusions reality has orchestrated. But what does it truly mean to awaken from this temporal dream? It does not mean denying the reality of events or ignoring the ticking seconds of daily life. It means transcending limited perception and opening to a deeper truth, one that resides in eternal consciousness and the great now. Consider the journey we have taken. We began with your subjective perception of time, its inner elasticity that stretches or compresses seconds. Then Einstein revealed that this elasticity is not merely personal, but cosmic, that time bends with speed and gravity, and that there is no universal clock. This led us to the vision of the block universe, where every moment, past, present, and future, already exists in a four-dimensional tapestry. The illusion of flow is revealed as the movement of consciousness through a landscape that is already complete. Entropy gave us the arrow, the direction of the illusion, explaining why time appears irreversible. And in the quantum realm, time dissolved even further, with superposition, entanglement, and retrocausality, suggesting that the future may whisper to the past. At the center of it all, consciousness emerged as a crucial actor. The observer who, by interacting with a universe of possibilities, may be creating or selecting the reality experienced in the now. Parallel realities offered a garden of infinite futures and presents, all coexisting. And the question of fate and free will forced us to confront whether we are slaves of the illusion or, in some way, its architects. The answer is both. We are products of the universe and also its consciousness, the point of light through which it knows itself. Awakening from the temporal dream means understanding these truths not only intellectually, but in the depths of your being. It means recognizing that every moment of your life, every experience, joy and sorrow, does not fade into nothingness. It is eternally inscribed in the block universe. The past is not lost. It is simply no longer your focal present. The future is not an uncertain blank slate, but a set of possibilities that already exist within the vast multiverse. This understanding transforms consciousness itself. Freedom from fear and regret. If every instant is eternal, the past is not a burden, but part of the whole, and the future is not a threat, but a region of the block awaiting experience. Intensification of the present. The now becomes the only true point of action and experience. Each moment becomes sacred, a portal to eternity. Mindfulness ceases to be a technique and becomes a natural state of being, inner peace and transcendence. Freed from the tyranny of linear time, consciousness accesses a sense of calm and deep connection with the cosmic flow, expanding beyond the limits of the individual body and life. Redefinition of purpose. Purpose is no longer a race against the clock toward future achievements, but the quality of presence brought to each moment. Every act, no matter how small, becomes an act of being in eternity. The great now is not a utopia. It is the true nature of reality, perceptible once the veils are lifted. Existence is not a line, but an ocean, and you are both the drop and the ocean itself. Life is not a journey through time. It is an expression of time itself. In the end, the illusion of time is the universe's greatest gift. It allows us to experience life, change, love, loss, and discovery sequentially, giving them meaning. When we understand the illusion, we do not destroy it. We embrace it with deeper wisdom. We experience it not as a prison, but as a cosmic dance, a symphony playing eternally, of which we are both the audience and the melody. You have completed a journey few dare to undertake, an unveiling of the most fundamental secrets of existence, and this expansion of consciousness is the true purpose of exploration. If this journey through the heart of the temporal illusion has resonated with your soul, if it has ignited an insatiable thirst for the deepest truths of the cosmos and of your own being, I invite you to continue this extraordinary path with us. Join the Quantum Observer community. Your subscription is not just support. It is a commitment to the relentless pursuit of knowledge, a passport to continue unveiling the mysteries of the universe and consciousness together. Because time, in all its infinite illusion, calls us to keep observing, to keep exploring, and to keep awakening. The adventure has only just begun.